Alright guys, for this week's video, I wanted to talk about my personal favorite iPhone design. Like this is, to me, the best one. Like in terms of the way it looks and stuff. Not so much functionality wise, because obviously the newest iPhone's the best iPhone, but I just mean like in terms of just the way that it looked and just peak iPhone. Like this is, I feel like going back to this one, this is like my favorite one going back to. And I'll show you why here in a little bit. So the one I'm talking about is the iPhone 5. So this is really the first iPhone that had that longer screen and just that like two-tone aluminum design. To me personally, this is my favorite one. So this one in particular is it's a little bit bent. All the classic iPhones that I have all have issues by the looks of it. And of course the aluminum doesn't really hold up that much, but yeah, like just the edges, just how they shine and stuff like that, I always thought looked pretty cool. And of course, it's the first one with the lightning port. Yeah, wow, that's actually kind of insane how even today there's Apple still makes iPhones with the lightning port. What I mean by that is I know the iPhone 15 has the USB-C, but what I mean by that is that they still like this port's still around. It's still around like what 12 years later. I don't know. To me that's just crazy. And of course, headphone jacks, which you don't really see in iPhones anymore and phones in general. The reason that I'm mentioning this one too is because I actually do have it running on iOS 6, actually. So this is running iOS 6.0, and I know on the last time I talked about an iPhone was running 1.0, iOS 1.0, but just how like not necessarily different because every iteration looked a little bit like it looked the same. Just how smooth this one feels is just kind of crazy. So let's see what's still working on it. I do have an active SIM card in here, but as you can see, it's not working. Battery life is still good on this one, and everything. The camera still works, but let's go ahead and just go ahead and unlock it. So you just unlock it, and then the screen is just so vibrant, like it's just classic iPhone, The first thing we'll do is we'll go to settings, and then we'll go check out general, and then about, and then of course this is running version 6.0. Now I'll be honest, this is not on the original like software. I do have it jailbroken, so I'm kind of dual booting it. So this is iOS 6.0. It also dual boots to iOS 8, 8 point something. I forgot the exactly what version it dual boots to, but it's pretty much an untethered downgrade. I didn't like keep this one in a drawer and never updated it or anything like that. This is just an untethered downgrade. I still thought it was kind of fun to share it though, so that way you guys can see it. So I don't know if I want to go app by app because all these apps pretty much look the same. I would mention that, or they look the same from the last video, which was iOS 1. They do feel a lot smoother. Like it feels so responsive even today. Like this was originally the iOS that the phone shipped with. So obviously this is like it's gonna be the most optimized, I guess, for it. Because like even going over here, there's like no lag. Normally, like on older iPhones, this lags. And maybe if I have enough time, I'll show you guys what I mean. All of this is still the same. Of course, now I think one of the big things they're talking about is if you turn it to the side, you can see more. More if you're weak. Photo. So I do have a screenshot here. I like how it actually kept it in the background. So I only have one. I just took a screenshot just so I can show you guys how it just works. And if you want to edit the picture and crop it, like how it just like we still have this today. That's kind of crazy. Of course, this model had the redesigned camera. So this was the camera that the UI looked different than all the other ones just because of the bigger screen. So if you take a picture, just take a picture of that. See how fast that. Yeah, wow, that came out really blurry. I don't have any videos, and a lot of the things. So I do have it on Wi-Fi, as you can see. It just doesn't work. It's just completely offline, as well as weather. Weather just does not work either. There's no YouTube app on this one, so that's. I'll show you here in a little bit what the alternative was, and then Passbooks, which was pretty much what became Wallet now. So this is kind of like some of the features of that time whenever this came out, as well as notes that just And as you can tell, this is the last one with the skeuomorphic design. Like after iOS 6, the next major release was of course iOS 7. Reminders was another app. And clock still looks. I don't have a timer going on this one. Well, not a timer. I said timer last time. What I meant to say was stopwatch. No alarms, and there's just a word clock. This looks about the same, to be honest. Stocks is not working either. This is completely down. And newsstand. So newsstand, what's the replacement for that? Books, I think now. So yeah, it's just you can download magazines and newspapers in the App Store. And surprisingly, the iTunes Store is not working. And neither is the App Store. So that's completely just down. And Game Center is asking me to sign in, but yeah, you can tell like the green felt on that, and then the wood grain up there looks kind of cool actually. I really dig this design right here. I remember when I first updated, I thought it was cool because everybody was updating to iOS 7, but part of me just like wanted to go back to this. I wanted to stick with this for as long as I could, but so yeah. So this one, like I was telling you guys, it is jailbroken. So if I scroll to this side, let me start with this one. So with YouTube, right? So there was no official YouTube app from Apple anymore. So now you have to actually download one from the iTunes Store. I don't even know how I managed to get this one on here. I don't remember if at one point the store was working. It must have, because I have it on here. But right now YouTube does not work, so it just automatically crashes. As well as Find My, that just crashes. Google Maps crashes as well. Twitter is the only one that I was able to get to work, and all it says is this. So it says this is from 2021, and yeah, it's pretty much the old Twitter design and stuff. Just telling you to update pretty much. And I do have a couple of things on here. I have Cydia. That's just where you go to download all your tweaks and stuff. And then the calculator app. So this actually looks different than iOS 1's calculator. So this one's actually it's a lot more different than what we have now in terms of the UI, how it looks. Compass was another big one. I wouldn't say big one, but it's another app, just in general. And then voicemail app, the voice memos app too. It looks like, a microphone. What's another big thing? So the phone dialer. So like I was telling you, it does have a SIM card in there. It's active because I had it on my other phone. But this one, if you hold the one, it tries to let me show you the UI whenever you call somebody. So this is supposed to be voicemail, but of course it's not going to work because there's no service. But it's kind of like the UI, how it looked whenever you call people, which is was pretty cool. Of course, that's not going to load anything. But just using this phone, man, if only the SIM card was actually functional. I feel like I would actually want to use this phone. Not that I would even have much functionality with it, but just for nostalgia's sake. One thing I actually do want to show you. So I know I wasn't able to get the YouTube app to work, and I keep I'm literally looking at this through the camera. That's why I keep tapping stuff. Go to YouTube. This surprisingly does work. Of course, it's gonna make me look bad. Yeah, you see, like it's able to actually load some stuff. So let's actually load. I don't know, something. Let me load one of my videos. I just don't want to get it copywritten or get a copyright strike or something. All right, so I'm gonna put this one right here. So this is I'm using iPhone 2G on iOS 1. So this is, let me clean the screen. So this is kind of the UI of the video player. So this is kind of how it looked. And then I'm surprised this is actually running well. And this is just the comment section and everything. One thing I'm kind of curious about is, and I keep trying to do that, like if that existed, it's YouTube Shorts. Let me see how that looked, or how that looks. So you see how there's a tab right there for Shorts. Let's try that. Let's see how the phone reacts to that. Let me see if I can get some volume. Yeah, that it just doesn't. Look how that's like not even aligned properly. Of course, music. I don't have any music on here. I wish I could show it because this actually had a really good UI for music. It was one of the big differences between 5 and 6 was they redid this whole the music as well as the App Store and stuff. It just looked different than it did in iOS 5. Another big thing too that I'm surprised still works is actually Siri. So Siri actually works on this one. And look, I want you guys to hear it. Just hear how robotic it sounds. Look, compared to what we have now. Hold on. Hello, Siri.
Hello. I don't think we've been introduced.
It just sounds so unnatural, but I didn't, the way I said that sounded pretty unnatural too. But yeah, let me see. What's the weather like?
Searching the web for what's the weather like.
It just searches the internet for that. What's the Lakers score?
The Lakers were defeated by the Suns last Sunday. The final score was 123-113.
Yeah, that's still crazy to me how that works. As you can hear it, I mean it sounds way different than what we're used to now. But that was this is actually the second iPhone that had Siri. The first one being the 4S. And also I have a question for you guys. So these are the wallpapers, right, that it came with. Personally, I always like this one. It's like the little bubbles. iOS 6 introduced this one, and let me set this one for both so that way you guys can see it too, because this was the original iOS 6 home screen. So this was the default, and you could that's how it looked like on here. But I always prefer the other one, the iOS 5 one, 4 or 5, whatever it was. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show this one off because this is actually my favorite iPhone of all time. Is this phone charged? Let me see. Yeah, so let me show you what I mean. Whenever I was telling you about going back to this, how smooth it is as compared to other phones. So switching between these two is pretty fast. All right, so I also have here an iPhone 3, 3GS. This one's running iOS 6.1.3 as well. As you can tell, the screen's not really, this is the brightest it goes. So all of my phones have screen problems apparently, because this one has like a yellow tint to it, but I don't know if you guys can see it. But yeah, look, let me go to the search here. So I don't know, it just looks a little bit more laggy, like a little bit more buggy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this one looks like it's stuttering a little bit more than the other one, especially when you have more apps open. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, as well as what's your favorite like iPhone, like of all time? You know, I'm not even just talking about the classic ones too. Like if you like the newer like designs as well, I'm actually really curious to know as to which ones you guys prefer. But to me, my personal favorite is this one. But yeah, just wanted to kind of share that. Of course, that's gonna do it for this one, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.